All right, well, welcome back to the iWealth podcast, and today we're talking a little bit about retirement and my vision of retirement, which usually involves some sort of Florida and my wife and my daughter.
You're not alone. You're not alone.
Yeah. Welcome to Minnesota. Good old people from Minnesota. We all retire to Florida.
Yeah, retire to Florida and go fishing in Canada. Like, go figure.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
But talk me through, as you do the process of talking about, the vision for retirement with your clients. You obviously have a process after this many thousands of meetings.
Yeah. So as you know, several years ago, I wrote a book called Fish Don't Clap. And the book is not about me and how smart Brad is. It's more of a parable that walks somebody through that kind of process for retirement. And the reason I wrote it, Matt, is I helped too many people retire and they shouldn't have. They just lacked purpose when they retired. They didn't think about what's next. And so I think the very first thing around kind of getting a vision for retirement is to stop focusing on getting away from work. Whatever it is. Stop focusing on that. Start focusing on what's next. Like, is it your grandkids? Is it being in Florida? Is it fishing and golfing? Like, what are those things that are most important? Volunteering. What are those things? Like, sit down and write those things out. And what's super interesting is I've seen clients work longer after they get their head around what that next phase is. And the reason is sometimes they don't know what the next phase is. They can't figure it out. They've just been so frustrated with work that they want to get out of work, but they don't know what's next.
Your future, I heard it said, and I want to get your thought on this, but they talk about, your future needs to be bigger than your present, right? Because it gives you something to look forward to. But how does that play into this retirement planning thing?
Yeah, your future is bigger than your current. Is exactly right.
Your current situation.
So you can think about your future, and we all know people that we deal with where their future isn't as big as their past, as Dan Sullivan would say. So I believe where it fits in is thinking about the future and what excites you about the future, and that's why some people are still working, because they don't know what excites them. They have to figure out what that looks like, and it's a hard process. I've walked many clients through this. And some people, it's really easy. Some people know they've already got all these other things going on in their life that they can tap into. Some people, their whole life is their career, especially like a business owner. I mean, it sounds great that your cell phone doesn't ring and emails don't show up anymore and no more texts. Nobody needs you anymore. That sounds great. But it's pretty lonely 6 months from now, when all of a sudden you look at your phone and all that's there is an update on ESPN or something like that. Like, nobody needs you for like their help anymore. It's an empty feeling. And so helping people channel into what that next phase of life is so important. And what's really interesting is we haven't talked anything about money yet. This is all about purpose. Money's the easy part, actually. Like, if you do a good job of saving, we'll get you there financially. The emotional part is so hard. So there must be some like telltale things that you kind of go back to, like grandkids would obviously be one of them. But what are those like 2 or 3 or 4 things that do help the retirees have more purpose in retirement, right? Besides grandkids. One of the best things is going part-time. You take someone that's worked for 40, 45 years somewhere, is if they could go part-time as a professional and just be a consultant or something like that and work 1 or 2 days a week, gives them a reason to put their pants on twice a week in the morning and go to work or go do something. I know it's funny, but it gives them some purpose. If they don't, it's sweatpants until noon, and then what's after. It's just so part-time work. I've seen a lot of people that go hard full-time, and then they'll go part-time work for 6 months, a year. I've seen it up to 3 years where they go part-time, and then they can ease off into it instead of cold turkey. The other thing is family. All of a sudden you have a new grandchild and you're going to become the caregiver of that while your kids are working. So you're going to become the babysitter, so to speak. Or travel is a big thing. It's not golf and it's not fishing. Like, you can't fish every single day. Or golf every single day. Some people try it, but you just can't and be fulfilled. So there's a combination, and then volunteering's big. Volunteering at church or school or mentoring or those kind of things. But
those are the telltale.
But you have to really get those. You really have to get those going before you retire. Like, you have to have that purpose started. That's outside of work before you can't just retire and think about it. you've got to think about before you retire.
And part of that must just be that you have to have the existing relationship with those people, because it's the relationship that matters. It's not necessarily the activity.
Absolutely.
So by getting that going before you actually retire, it sounds like this is what you're saying. By getting that going early, then all of a sudden you have that relationship to step into.
Yeah. Because then you're saying, hey, I'm excited to leave work because I've got more things I can do and volunteer for. Or I got more time to be at my grandkids. Or I have 2 months now in January and February I'm going to spend in Florida. Like, that's exciting. So you're excited to now leave work versus I hate work, I got to go.
Yeah. The future, to bring it full circle, is more exciting than what the past is.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So if you're coming up on your retirement and you're both excited about it and a little bit scared, if somebody wants to sit down with you, just book a meeting. Is that the next step?
Yeah, just give us a call at iWealthforme.com. Find us there or get a copy of the book and read it, and hopefully that helps. I've had a lot of great comments over the years from people that have read it and made adjustments in their lives from it. So,
very cool. Well, we will see you back here next time on the iWealth podcast.
All right, thank you.